before I had my cochlear implant, life was very difficult. I lost my hearing it started to go in my late 30s, which is quite a long time ago. I knew it would happen because it's this inherited deafness. My brother had the same, and I thought, oh well, I'll get a hearing aid, it won't be so bad, but I didn't realise how awful it would be. There came a time when the hearing aid didn't do much for me. This is why the cochlear implant was suggested. One-to-one, I've always been not too bad, okay, but in social situations I would just sit there not understanding the conversation at all and not knowing what family members were doing with their lives. I had to ask somebody afterwards what was happening. I've just felt disconnected and very, very frustrated, but I got used to it, and I felt this is what it's going to be until the audiologist at Shelley Road, near where I live, suggested I might benefit from a cochlear implant. And I said, what, me? And she said, well, try. And I said, am I deaf enough? She said, you only have overall 14% hearing. And I was shocked. So that's how this started. The early days, when I was first connected, it was a bit of a shock. People's voices sounded like Daleks, or Donald Duck, if you like. I prefer to Daleks. But I did hear some sounds straight away that I hadn't heard before. For instance, the indicator. I haven't heard that for years and years. And the cuckoo clock had to be turned off. The tick's very, very loud. First of all, people's voices were very, very difficult. And it took me until my next appointment, when I was tweaked, if you like, before I started understanding people. But I did hear new sounds, but not a lot. It was very, very, very difficult, very, very new. Well, it's early days yet. I'm actually still learning, but I can only go on what other people say. They do tell me that I'm understanding situations, conversations, a lot more. And excuse me. I go to lip reading classes. I haven't been for one term, but I went back for the last day to see everybody and give them a little talk about the cochlear implant. And the lip reading teacher asked me to give a little talk, and I did. And then she spoke to them and said, I've known Toni over 20 years, and she definitely is much better in conversation, and she has her old bounce back, which means I'm more confident. I'm very, very hopeful that it's going to get better and better. Very exciting. It's early days yet. I've been told to wait 6 months, maybe a year, before it finally kicks in, and I'm sure it will. I'm very hopeful.